swaying left, swaying right. Endless blue from day to night. Siren calling, feel the breeze, taste the ocean, salty seas. Siren calling, hearts collide, paradise where dreams reside. Barbecue smoke fills the air. Street stalls glow without a care. Red rice served with love so true. Kelligan shining in the view. Drums pounding in the distance. Dance ignites the night's persistence. Siren calling, feel the breeze, taste the ocean, salty seas. Siren calling, hearts collide, paradise where dreams reside. Tomorrow chants, they rise, they fall. History carved in every wall. Tinian whispers ancient lore. Siren soul forevermore. Siren calling, feel the breeze, taste the ocean, salty seas. Siren calling, hearts collide, paradise where dreams reside. Siren calling, feel the breeze, taste the ocean, salty seas. Siren calling, hearts collide, paradise where dreams reside. Dreams reside.
Donahue. Rob Reiner's son, 32-year-old Nick Reiner, was taken into custody and booked for the fatal stabbing a day earlier of the director, actor, and his wife Michelle at their home in Los Angeles. Rob Reiner is known for directing films like This Is Spinal Tap and The Princess Bride. One of the stars of that movie, Carrie Elways, spoke to the AP just last week.
Well, I've talked a lot about Rob and how much I adore Rob. He's just the sweet, another actor, director, just so fun on the set, just a joyful human being, and brings that joy with him, and it's infectious.
Nick Reiner has spoken publicly about his struggles with addiction. By 18, he had cycled in and out of treatment facilities with bouts of homelessness and relapses in between. Near Boston, the AP's Lisa Dwyer reports Brian Walsh was found guilty of first-degree murder.
After pleading guilty last month to lesser charges of misleading the police and illegally disposing of his wife Anna Walsh's body.
Guilty.
Guilty of what, sir?
Murder in the first degree.
Murder in the first degree. So say you, Mr. Foreperson.
I do.
Anna Walsh was last seen early January 1st, 2023, after a New Year's Eve dinner at the couple's Massachusetts home. Prosecutors relied on online searches Walsh made about dismemberment and disposing of a body. Walsh's defense team argued that he found his wife dead in bed and panicked. Walsh initially told investigators that his wife had traveled to Washington, D.C. on a work emergency. Prosecutors say that Brian Walsh was listed as the beneficiary on Anna Walsh's $2.7 million life insurance policy. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
In Providence, Rhode Island, authorities knocked on doors searching for any videos there might be of a Brown University gunman who could be seen in grainy footage walking away from the weekend attack that killed 2 students. 3 sites far from Manhattan will become the future home of New York City's first Las Vegas-style resort casinos. This is AP News. Australian leaders have promised to immediately overhaul already tough gun control laws after a mass shooting targeted a Hanukkah celebration at Sydney's Bondi Beach.
At least 15 people died in Sunday's attack, which has fueled criticism that authorities are not doing enough to combat a surge in anti-Semitic crimes. Among the new measures suggested would be a limit on the number of guns someone can own and a review of licenses held over time. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese had already proposed adjusting gun laws in an earlier press conference.
We will do whatever it is that we can. If laws need to be adjusted,
to make changes.
This limit and other actions would represent a significant update to the landmark National Firearms Agreement, which virtually banned rapid-fire rifles after a gunman killed 35 people in Tasmania in 1996, galvanizing the country into action. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
More information at apnews.com. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
If you see something, say something. And stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Fox Sports Update.
Baseball's hot stove has been slow to heat up this offseason. Some moves on Sunday. The Brewers acquired lefty reliever Angel Serpa from the Royals in exchange for outfielder Isaac Collins and right-hander Nick Mears. The Diamondbacks finalized a 2-year deal for $40 million to bring back right-handed starter Merrill Kelly. Arizona traded the 37-year-old to the Rangers at the deadline, but now bring him back to the desert. The Tigers have signed Kenley Jansen to a 1-year deal. The 38-year-old has 476 career saves, 2 shy of Lee Smith for third place all time. In the NFL, the Patriots could have wrapped up their first AFC East title since 2019 with a win over the Bills on Sunday, and they led it 24-7 at the half.
On a give, Cook slices through, and he takes it in for the touchdown.
Courtesy CBS, James Cook's fourth quarter touchdown run completed the comeback as Buffalo snaps New England's 10-game win streak 35-31. The Patriots' loss allowed the Broncos to take control of the AFC's top seed with a 34-26 win over the Packers.
This is Ainsley Earhart. Thank you for joining me for the 52-episode podcast series, The Life of Jesus.
A listening experience that will provide hope, comfort, and understanding of the greatest story ever told. Listen and follow now at foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you listen to podcasts.
That put the Bears in front of the NFC North after they beat the Browns 31-3. The Chargers eliminated the Chiefs from the playoffs for the first time in 11 seasons, 16-13. Patrick Mahomes tore his ACL in the loss. In the tight AFC South, the Jags routed the Jets 48-20 to stay ahead of the Texans, who beat the Cardinals 40-20. With 44-year-old Phillip Rivers at quarterback, the Colts lost 18-16 to the Seahawks on a last-minute field goal. The Rams stayed ahead of Seattle in the NFC West with a big 41-34 win over the Lions, and the Niners, still in the hunt in that division, beat the Titans 37-24. Women's college basketball showdown in the Lone Star State. Number 2 Texas stayed undefeated, blasting number 13 Baylor 89-54, and in the Premier League, second place Manchester City rolled over Crystal Palace 3-0. Third place Aston Villa beat West Ham 3-2. They both keep pace with first place Arsenal. It's Game On with the Fox Sports app, available wherever you download apps. I'm Tim McMaster.
Get more on the Fox Sports app and foxsports.com.
As the day unfolds with laughter and cheer, Brad's got the magic that brings us all near. Sharing tales of hope, dreams that shine bright. Good morning, Marianas, together we ignite. So join the palm trees, we dance through the days. Rhythm and soul in so many ways. Together we rise through the moments we share. Good morning, Marianas, feel the love everywhere. Wake up to the sunshine in the morning light.
You got to. You gotta love Ena's Kitchen. Who doesn't love Ena's Kitchen? Right now, we're gonna fight. Right now, you and me. If you don't like Ena's Kitchen, wow. And I'll tell you what. Even if you beat me up, I'm going to make myself feel pretty good by going to Ena's Kitchen and getting a good lunch special because that's good stuff. I'm telling you, Ena's Kitchen, it is so delicious, and they got everything that you need to make you feel great. The only thing they don't have is breakfast. Well, maybe in dinner. So they're the best lunch spot. But I'm telling you, if they got that going, breakfast, Ena's Kitchen, think about the tastiest thing that you had at Ena's Kitchen and imagine it with rice and eggs in the morning. If that's not the best, I don't know what is. And you know what? Maybe we got to reevaluate what's going on with the world if we don't have some great breakfast with Ena's Kitchen. Because Ena's Kitchen, I'm telling you, that is the jam. That's where it's at, and that's where we want to be on the mornings for sure. If we could do, like, imagine doing a breakfast show there with some food going on, some coffee. Right there, it's closer to home. I mean, like, I would do it. I don't know if I want to move in, but I'd think about it. I would date Ena's Kitchen because you know the food's going to be good. You don't have to worry about that. I think it's a great idea. It's something I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about dating Ena's Kitchen because that, as kitchens go, it's a pretty good kitchen. It's a good size. They got sports. It's a good idea. I'm just saying, I'm thinking about it. Anyway, good morning, everybody. It is 7:44 here on a Tuesday. It is not Monday anymore. We got the week started off with some craziness already, I know. But nothing is crazier than for most of this morning, we've been rolling through the 70s. We're just now hitting 81 degrees at the Saipan International Airport. Humidity continues to fall, so it's going to feel great outside today, too. It's down to 74% right now. We're looking at partly sunny skies and isolated showers throughout today. High near 86. Winds out of the east, and they get gusty. I'm telling you, we got gusts as high as 20 miles per hour as that shear line has dropped. And we are now feeling it faux show. It's not too bad at all, but man, there's a lot going on weather-wise out there, and we have been feeling it. And I love it. I got a nice driveway. It's nice and dry to get up and down it. It's so much more fun now. So this weather is a win for us here in the Marianas. I am going to take it and love it. I mean, look at that outside behind us. It is gorgeous out there. The Marianas is a great place to live, and this is a great day to be out here. And it's also a great day to be out there on the roads. We're going to take a look right now and see what's looking crazy out there on the roads right now. Are you ready? Can you handle it? Are you driving to work already? Well, here we go. We're going to give you our first look at traffic this morning. Over there at Shell Dandan, we're already backed up past that creep road, Dahoon Drive. No, I'm not saying people who live there are creeps. It is just a little road that you can kind of creep past Joten Dandan by running behind it. But there's a lot of traffic making its way back behind the light over there on John Monsignor Martinez. That's just one of those things. Same with over there by the college. A little bit of cars over there stuck at the light. Let's roll down the hill to the intersection that matters, at the place where connections matter. IT&E. The place where you want to be if you want to meet Paul Guerrero and go like, ooh, you're so fancy. Anyway, a little bit of traffic over there, but not too bad. The old AK intersection, and holy cow, have you seen what's going on to that building now? Oh my God, it's like they are totally stripping it. They've already taken everything out of it, but now the roof is going away too. I'm serious. You got to go down. The wall is there, so you can't just be like walking into that active construction zone. But go check out that old AK dealership. The new one is super nice, but the old one, not as much left of it as it used to be. I mean, they are redoing that whole property. I mean, you see what Mid-Pack Motors looks like? There's a brand new warehouse back there now. I know, it's awesome. All right, anyway, let's keep going down Beach Road. Beach Road's looking pretty good. Over there by Guma Justicia, a little bit of traffic backup as people try to make their way north. Same with folks trying to get over to Marianas High School today and Mount Carmel. Quite a bit of traffic over there by Chalampia, by the mobile station, too. It's not that bad until you get all the way down there by Hopwood, and that's where you see the traffic. The people trying to get in, making the loop, drop their kids off to those buildings that are nice
and the new ones are coming in soon. It's going to be something special. Hopwood is hopping on the future train, and they're building new buildings all over PSS right now. Anyway, a bunch of traffic over there by the Guangdong Hardware intersection, especially the folks going up and down the hill. North and south, not too bad. We're going to keep going all the way, get back to, oh my God, it got even worse. The Shell Dandan intersection. This is just that time of day, 7:48 in the morning, and you know that you're going to be in for a while on that road trying to get to Shell Dandan. Yep, just accept it. That is your fate. That's what you get. Also, folks backing up a little bit over by a little bit higher up there by the Iglesia Ni Cristo church and that intersection over there. Let's keep going up the hill in San Vicente, and a lot of cars in a lot of different directions trying to get places faster than they're going to be able to. That's for sure. Over there by the church, forget it if you want to go somewhere fast. Just know you'll get there, but you're not going to get there in light speed. It's not happening over there by the roundabout, the old roundhouse that used to be down there in San Vicente. There's a bunch of traffic over there, and you are going to get held up there. That's it. Not like, hey, give me all your money. Give me your broccoli. No, not that kind of hold up. Anyway, let's keep going around East Drive, and East Drive looks all the way good past Ina's Kitchen. And Middle Road through Puerto Rico looks pretty good, but it gets a little spotty once you start creeping over by the Marianas Heights building to the tennis court / pickleball courts, where there's a considerable amount of buildup over there. People have been waiting for a while at that intersection, and you will too. Hooray! Then you get over there by the JG Sablon Water and Ice. Every single direction is slow. Everyone. They're all sitting there waiting. I don't know if there's a parade going on in that intersection, but right now everybody is waiting everywhere you go. That's just how it is. A little bit of traffic over there by the museum too. Now we're going to take that double barrel look going down Middle Road and Beach Road. When you get to the Gualarai intersection, that is going to be a little bit slow as well, but not too bad. Just get ready for it. When you get down to Quartermaster though, and you're trying to get north on Beach Road, you're going to be held up for sure. And other than that, it looks pretty good all the way around. Oh my goodness. So I said, all of the traffic, all of it, just decided to come down the hill and start making its way toward the Middle Road and CMG intersection. Oh my God, that stretched all the way back to that CMS side street over there. Yeah, way past the regular Chalanquiza drive and everything like that. So that is going to be a slow go. Know that that's happening. If there's another way for you to get around, do it. That's the problem, though. There's not another way around. If they could only come up with another way through Chalanquiza to get you all the way out by like Coca-Cola or something like that. The only problem is people would be flying through there, right? I mean, you know, if you live through there, you'd be dealing with all that kind of traffic too. All right, well, that's what's going on right now. Oh, yeah. I love it. Caleb says, watch out for Big Mac. He might be out there. Could you imagine, would you even be upset if you got a ticket from the commissioner of DPS? I would think that's a kind of an honor, a badge of courage. I would be stoked about getting that. Not really. I don't want a ticket today. But, hey, let's go take a look at what happens if you don't want to deal with traffic. You go with the folks from Transit CNMI. You get on the Blue Line. It is the award-winning public transportation system that is making our community proud every single day, and they're getting you where you need to go, whether it's for friends, family, business, you name it. You're able to do it on Transit CNMI, and you're able to do it for just $2. 6:30 in the morning to 8:30 at night, Monday through Friday. 6:30 in the morning to 8 p.m. weekends and holidays. Not too shabby. Guess what, though? That's not the best. The best is that you get 50% off. That's right. You only pay $1 if you are a student, a veteran, active duty military, Medamco, or if you've got a disability. You cannot beat that deal. I'm telling you, that's better than every $3 taxi in town. And you're doing it with great air conditioning, comfortable seats, and excellent customer service. The only thing you can't do is make change when you get on the bus. You got to pay an exact change. And if you got extra money left over, maybe you end up buying a ticket for someone else. They'll be happy. Give them a call at 236-2682. 236-2682. That's the number for CODA and Transit CNMI. That's how you can get more information. And you'll be happy that you did. You know, they've got, again, those comfortable seats, great air conditioning, amazing customer service. You know what else they have? Free Wi-Fi. Free Wi-Fi. Yes, I'm not kidding. Free Wi-Fi when you get on those buses, so you can bury your face in your phone, or you can crush that project or study for that exam and everything you need to do, or send a message to whoever you're going to meet. Yeah, you can do all that with free Wi-Fi on Transit CNMI. So give them a call and find out more, or just hop on the bus, bring $1 or $2, and hop on the line that is blue. Transit CNMI. We love those guys. They love us, and we love them too. All right, folks, we are going to move on and start talking about all the great stuff that's happening here in our Commonwealth. But we're going to do it after we say hi to you guys for sure. Toba Castro, good to see you, my friend. Great to no, it's great to see you in the comments, but it'd be great to see you getting up here and having some coffee and hanging out for a little merienda. Wari, he was Wari Tie Spot. Now it's Wari Carroll who's out here talking about car washes in the comments. I'll tell you what, I'll say with all of that free riding going on, you might as well just say, Brad, come over, we're going to wash your car. Or give you a massage. I'll take both, because they got the Thai spa also. We got to go check it out. Eric Mofness in the house, my veteran brother. Great to see you. It looked like you had some fun at a wedding recently. I saw all those photos. Looked like it was a blast. I'm loving this coffee this morning. It's definitely hitting the spot. And Caleb, great to see you as well. Tobot, no kidding, man. That stuff in Australia is just craziness. It's absolute crazy town. Bunch of people hanging out, having a nice little Hanukkah celebration out there at the beach. And then you got a couple of those Allahu Akbar guys going crazy. I know. I'm just telling you, that's nuts kind of stuff. And it's terrifying. I'm just glad we don't have that kind of stuff happening over here. Nothing wrong with people of different faiths and all that other stuff. But man, that stuff is just nuts. You think that's crazy? I'll tell you what else is crazy. You have a good relationship with your folks. Guess who doesn't? Is that the nice way to lead into that story? No. Did you hear about Rob Reiner? Rob Reiner and his wife are dead. Yeah, it's their son, Nick, who they say did it. He's in custody on $4 million bail. If you think our guys are strict on bail with our $5,000, the guy is they believe that he stabbed his parents. That's like the worst kind of killing. Yeah, I know it's free, but I mean, like, stabbing your parent. Oh God, this is a guy who's battled all kinds of addictions, mental stuff, homelessness, and all that stuff. Awful. And that's what we woke up to this morning. We saw that. I saw a little bit last night when I kind of woke up in a foggy haze. Like, what's going on? Which one of y'all just kicked me? No, but what ended up happening was that I saw that press conference out in front of the house and all that stuff. Jeez, by the way, I like that they do press conferences at the scenes when things are happening. What do we do here? We hear about it 2 days later. And we get like the aftermath of these things, and it's just like a little sit down, everybody. Might as well just have it right there. Make it exciting. Give us the good stuff, for real. Yeah. Good morning, Louisa. Great to see you too. Man, I'll tell you, this is gonna be a crazy, crazy election season. I'm telling you, it is gonna be a crazy election season. We're gonna talk about that. Already getting in the crazy lines for the election season, because we are getting calls. Have you been getting calls already about like, ooh, who are you supporting? And not like that, like, will you support so-and-so? Are you supporting so-and-so? Hey, does that mean you're supporting this person? Oh my gosh, it's starting already. It's freaking December. It's Christmas season. Come on, guys, let's get through it. Let's just get through the holidays. Let's do it for yourself. That's the gift that I need for Christmas from you this year. Let's just get through the holidays and deal with the election stuff after. Hey, good morning, Sophia. Great to see you. Wonderful to see you this morning. Caleb says, the love has gone cold. Are we there yet? No. Tobot, oh man. He said, my brother's murder was set at $1 million cash bail, and he's about to have his case dismissed. because of Guam's justice system incompetence. Man, I'll tell you, that's an awful situation, man. That's an awful situation. You know, I see that story, and the way they talk about it, they make it talk about like, yeah, it's just some guy. No, this is our friend's brother who was killed in Guam. And it's not like it was that long ago where everybody should have forgotten about it. It was in 2021. It's awful. Well, I hope they get that stuff figured out. I know they're talking about like the mental, state for that guy and whether they're gonna make it like a, whatchamacallit, you know, whether the guy's competent to stand trial and all that stuff. But whatever. I know that dude. They know what happened. They know what he did. There's no maybe in that case. Even if they go to trial, it's not about whether or not he did it because they all know he did it. That's it. That sucks, brother. And that's an understatement. That just sucks. If that was here, I mean, I feel like we could do something a little bit bigger. He ain't mental. That dude's just a criminal justice major. Oh, wow. That dude was a criminal justice major grad. Wow. Well, I have a lot of profanities that I'm holding back about that right now. A lot of them. Yep. I hear you, brother. That's awful. That is awful. Hey, but speaking of Guam, we're going to be heading there this weekend. And we're lining up some meetings with some folks, some business stuff. Hooray. It's not just going to be vacation stuff. We've got an interview with Guam governor. I'm excited about that. And we're going to be try and get a couple other ones in there too while we're there. But the meetings, the business meeting stuff is a big deal because, you know, a lot of the decisions for like advertising, stuff like that here in the Marianas are based out of Guam. And by the way, there's a lot of you guys out there in Guam who are watching all this stuff. So we're coming packed with stats for all this stuff too. Ooh, what was the big one yesterday? Oh, it's hard to decide which one's the biggest, but one of the biggest ones I thought was the DLNR Secretary, Sylvan Agasomar, at court. It wasn't the biggest thing as far as like what happened in the courtroom or anything, because that was pretty standard. You had DLNR Secretary Sylvan. He's represented, his legal counsel's off island, and so she attended by video. Basically, all three of the folks are in that case, all pled not guilty. They waived the reading of the charges and their rights because they already know what all that stuff is. And so they are just going to just move on with the case. But now it's set for a status conference in February as they continue to slowly make their way through the justice system on that one. You know, it's interesting. I wonder how that's going to work out. But we're going to find out. All I know is I hope the best for everybody who's involved in all those things, no matter what. I hope that, you know, these guys didn't do things the way they shouldn't have done them and all that. But for this one, I mean, the main thing on this, I think, was just that they went to Chief Agrub Day using the DLNR boat. And I don't think that is the real big deal because they went to do that and they brought a family member. At least that's what they're saying for the director, right? Not for the secretary. But it's, I guess, what really happened is about what happened afterwards. And here, let's see if I can't just see it real quick on this one. Because we talked about this when it first came out. It was back in October, I think. October 28th. Come on, let's go here. Chief, put this on here. Feel like Judge Smales. Well, we're waiting. All right. And this is... Here, boom. Here, this is it. misused public office by using an official Division of Fish and Wildlife law enforcement boat as an official DLNR vehicle for private purposes, transportation from Saipan to Managaha and from Managaha to Saipan, and that's like a 10-year imprisonment up for that. That's for the misconduct. Theft of services. I think that's the same thing. Oh, well, there's a picture of Managaha. And then he says he brought 2 of his kids with him on the boat. Child endangerment. I mean, they're saying willfully placed his children in danger by transporting them from Saipan to Managaha and back on the boat. Come on, like that's going to get thrown out. There's no way, right? Count 3's gone. There's no way, right? I mean, that's it. That one goes away. I think the bigger things, though, are the things that happen after the fact that they're going to try to do, where they're going to say that they, they changed the paperwork after the fact. Illegally under the act, altering daily activity reports is one. Committed forgery to alternate the DAR, I don't know what the DAR is, of DFW employees. Unless it's listed on there earlier. Also saying, conspiring to alter them for a couple of employees. And, yeah, that's the same thing for them as well. Go back. And then also driving the boat. And what's the last one? Oh, and that they failed to discipline the boat captain for doing all that stuff. So, I mean, like, that's the main thing. On this one, I think that paperwork stuff they'll probably go after them for if they falsified any records. That's one. Number 2, but if your DLNR oversees Managaha, I mean, it doesn't seem like it's. I mean, I believe they do. If they don't, if they do, it doesn't seem out of the ordinary for them to be able to go to Managaha. And then if the guy brought his kids, is that endangering them? I would say no. Unless it's... No, I would say no. And I also wouldn't think it's a big deal for that. I mean, like, I don't see that that's a real big deal. Is it a waste? Is it an abuse? That's a good question. I think going there is probably not. And if you're going there and you got your kids with you, is that the worst thing? I don't know. I don't know if it is. I don't know if I see it like that. Now, if they're just out there trolling with the fishing, with the law enforcement boat and all that other stuff, is that a big issue? Yeah. If you're just going out there, maybe we're just going to go, we're going to go out, we're going to take the government boat out to Pagan or Alamagan or Sarigan or something like that. And I'm just going to bring the kids with me. Okay, that's a bigger deal. We're talking Managaha. It's a mile out and back. I can't see this being a case of terrible stuff. I know, where do you draw the line? Where do you set it? Once you make your own little judgment on that, doesn't that open up everything? Okay, I got it. But is that the worst thing in the world? Probably not. We're going to wait and see. That's why I'm really following this case, because I think it's going to be interesting to hear what the detailed charges are going to be. But come on, that count 3, endangering the children. There's no way. There's not a single, unless he's Michael Jacksoning them outside the boat, hanging them off the edge with no life jacket all the way there. That's not going to happen, right? Nobody in their right mind is going to go for that one. That's just one of those. I think that's one of those charges they lop on there just so they can say, as we're going to negotiate, we're going to try to settle this. I think that's how they do it. Yeah, I just laughing at the visual of the Michael Jacksoning. No, not that kind. No, I'm talking about, remember when he took the baby over the balcony? You know, blanket. that was some weird stuff, man. And there's plenty of weird stuff with him. All right. 8:07 in the morning right now. Great to see you guys. You ready to start talking some mining stuff? Because I want to start talking about some mining stuff. By the way, I have no mining business. I am not funded by a mining business. Well, not yet. No, but I am not funded by any mining industries or anything like that. I get nothing if we end up getting the deep sea mining and all this other stuff. So let's see. I was having this conversation with Kathy, and we were taking our morning walk on Sunday. And she's like, how are you in favor of this? I'm like, I'm not in favor of undersea mining, but I'm not against it yet, because I don't think that there's a good enough case being made against it yet, and there's no case being made for it. So we got that. But, you know, just saying like you shouldn't do it because it's going to be terrible. I don't know. Tell me how terrible it's going to be. And don't talk to me about hugs and feelings and stuff like that. Tell me about like, how bad is it really? How bad is it really? Because from what we saw during that webinar, it doesn't look that bad. Well, actually, they made it look like it was the worst thing ever. I think that was the intent, but I didn't get sold on that. The worst thing about it, the way they showed it, is that basically they're going to suck up all this stuff in this super long pipe and then take as much of the stuff that they want of the stuff that gets brought onto that boat, and then have another pipe that goes down, but not nearly as far, only about 1,000 meters instead of 3,000 meters. And then all that sediment, easy for me to say, will sprinkle its way down and stretch out, and it'll take a while for it to drop down. They're talking about noise pollution. I'm like, I don't think that's going to be an issue. Right? I don't think that that's going to be an issue. The other one is, I was joking. It was not even an intentional pun, but the noise pollution part doesn't resonate with me. I know it's bad. I can hear you groaning from here. But the other one was that, they're just basically going to strip all that stuff out. They're just going to strip all that stuff out, and they're going to leave this barren wasteland. There's habitat and all this other stuff. Well, not if you listen to the report that they're giving here. This is something by one of the companies that's trying to make this stuff happen. And when they submitted their they answered BOEM's request for information, they came out with some, and they talked specifically about that. And they showed a video. Well, there's a video on their website about it, but they spoke specifically about that whole thing and saying, "Hey, we're not doing that. We're doing that pick and place thing, where basically they're going to have that little machine that picks up all those nodules, but not all of them." They said that they're not taking all of them. In fact, let me find the exact percentage again, because I want to make sure I remember which one is the percentage that they're leaving and what's taking. I'm scrolling through it really quickly till that number pops out. And and they would be doing this for like 20 years, 20 years worth of doing it. And then there's actual economic incentive here. And hold on, let me go to what they're saying, the environmental considerations. Here's, in fact, we can share this stuff with you too. I mean, we'll put this on here. It's on, by the way, this whole report, this whole thing that they have is on our website, on nminewsservice.com, so you can see it there. But they talked about what they would leave behind, and I think this is the section of it. Where's that 60% thing? No, well, here's the environmental considerations. Seabed mining has potential to have lower environmental impacts than alternative mining methodologies, and it says a life cycle assessment prepared for the metals company by Benchmark Minerals Intelligence in 2023 based on data from the NORI-D pilot, found that deep-sea mining of polymetallic nodules has lower life cycle impacts than terrestrial mining, so stuff on land, in all impact categories, primarily due to avoidance of emissions and other impacts from blasting. Yeah, so I don't have to do that. And earlier comprehensive life cycle analysis commissioned by the metals company found, of course, by the way, it's done by the metals company. I mean, who do you think they're going to be in favor of, right? Found substantial, at least greater than 90% in most cases, reduction in CO2 production, impacts on non-living resources, reduced waste, and reduced impacts on human life and wildlife from using polymetallic nodules for EV batteries in place of land-based resources. Another analysis from the same authors found that using polymetallic nodules for batteries could reduce life cycle solid waste by 59 to 93% compared to land-based alternatives. All right, so they're basically saying, well, it's better than land stuff. All right, so cool. It talks about lower stuff. I think the process is what I'm looking for. Because they talk about that picking thing. And, when I watch the videos for it that they have on their website of how they're using this stuff, and it's not that big, vacuum thing that they were talking about in this. It's like that hand picking thing. Okay, so this is something that was submitted by their CEO and founder, Oliver Gunasekara, something like that. Who, by the way, we reached out to for an interview, try to get him on the show and hear from him directly about all this stuff. But, when I was in here, they were talking about how that they were still going to leave a large portion of that stuff down there for habitat for wildlife, because that was one of the conversations I was having with people who are just straight up against it in general, the theory of it. But then when they come out and talk about like some of the specifics on this, they're like, well, you're taking away habitat from stuff that lives down there. Well, they're saying that they specifically would pick around those things and leave about 60% of those nodules down there. So it's interesting to me because we're only hearing one side of it, and the one side that we're hearing from the people who are against it, of course, that what we're hearing is how bad it is and why they don't want it. And by the way, speaking of how bad it is, talk about the lighting in here with this camera. I'm going to have to start using the other one again. Dang it. Hold on. Let me reach over. Kapow. Now I'll just bright the heck out of myself. All right, so anyway, so that's one of the things that they're talking about. So I could see that it's not like the worst thing ever like we've been hearing about. Does that mean it's great? I would say probably not, but this says that there would be an economic impact here, and that's a good thing. And they talk about it like specifically of like what the impact would be financially or the benefits to here. So here's some of the benefits to leasing. I mean, this is all here. Sorry, 1% profit share to be paid by Impossible Metals to the CNMI community. So there's actually something coming here. Employment, training, capacity building opportunities, including high-skilled new jobs in this industry. So if that's local jobs here, there's something. It says potential U.S. federal government investment in critical infrastructure. Well, again, that's not anything solid. That's more of a maybe. And it says securing more knowledge of the CNMI EEZ seabed and environmental conditions, even just from the exploration stage. So, that's good. I mean, we get to learn about that too. Potential sharing of the federal revenue from the lease is, as is typical with offshore oil, gas, and offshore renewable energy. That's something we don't know about yet at all. And then here are the big things that they said that they're going to do. They're interested in addressing all the major concerns: the environment, the economy, or the economic impact, local culture, leadership, and history. So this is what this company is doing. They're saying that for the environment, saying they're taking a precautionary approach that protects the environment, including generating no sediment plume, avoiding all visually detected megafauna, so stuff that's alive, that's big, and operating from standard commercial vessels without dynamic positioning, and leaving the majority of nodules to preserve the ecosystem. So not taking all of it and leaving all those tracks behind. Number 2, economic, generating revenue and jobs from seabed mining, attracting new potential federal and mineral processing investment, and profit sharing with local community. All right, and then the last one is local culture, leadership, and history, saying engaging with leaders, organizations, and residents as a vital part of responsible resource development and ensuring that Pacific history does not repeat by focusing on sustainable resource development. Wow. And now what does some of that stuff mean? That's why we want to get them in here to hear about it. We want to hear what their takes on it are, because it certainly is interesting. Hold on, let me go to the undersea file here, because I want to show you guys a couple of the videos. I showed a couple of clips. Here, we got to move that. I want to make sure you're able to see all this. Oh, is that the one? Nope, that's not the one. We're going to get you ready. You're going to be able to see this here in a second. All right, so boom. All right, so this is me looking at it, not you seeing it. Hold on, leave over. Here we go. All right, so here's one of the videos. This is, we showed a clip of this in the story that's on the social media channels. But this is one of those machines that they have that would be doing this kind of work. And they're showing like some of those nodules there. And you're seeing that pick and place thing that they're talking about, where they actually just go in and grab them individually. And they're not taking all of them. I'm going to show you after this one, there is a one that's got like more like a computer graphic thing and all that other stuff. So, again, we don't have these guys in here. They're not the ones who are like. I want to hear it from them specifically. You know, I don't know anything about this stuff other than what we learned about it in this crazy short amount of time. Again, it's been 30 days since it's been a thing that people here have been talking about, and now we just have another 30 days. So, you know, I had a really good conversation with somebody that said. You know, hey, it's such a short amount of time. Don't you think it's at least reasonable to have that kind of a conversation and learn more about this stuff? Here's that CGI stuff I was talking about. This is, oh, here.
The ocean floor, where there are vast fields of rocks called polymetallic nodules that are rich in critical metals. Hovering over the ocean floor, the robot uses camera-based artificial intelligence to control its arms, selectively collecting nodules while minimizing sediment disturbance and avoiding all visible life. The collected nodules are stored on board. A large percentage of nodules remain untouched, preserving habitat and biodiversity. Once the robot is full, it ascends to the surface ship. A smart hook autonomously connects to the robot below the wave-affected zone. A crane lifts it aboard using a rail system. The bottom payload door opens, and the nodules are offloaded into a conveyor belt to transport the nodules to the storage compartments of the ship. The battery is swapped with a fully recharged pack. If required, the vehicle is moved to the maintenance station where the arm assembly is autonomously swapped out and other maintenance is performed. The full cycle of collecting nodules repeats approximately every 4 hours. Ships travel between the mining area and the processing plant, with full ships departing and empty ships arriving. The swarm of robots remains at sea collecting. Our highly scalable fleet is designed to reach the high production levels required to meet market demand.
So that's pretty crazy. Our highly scalable fleet, we can do all this kind of stuff. So I don't know, you know, like again, I am not against it yet, and I'm not for it either, because I'm not sold on all of the terribleness being terribleness yet. And I think that's the main thing. Good morning, Corazon. Glad to see you there watching from the Philippines. That's great. Oh, that's great. Hey, Mike, great to see you on here, too. You know, it says 1%, and this is about the profit stuff. He said 1% is a joke when we have no say on the research, transactions, and potential fallouts after departure. Yeah, I don't know enough about it to be able to say, I don't know what that percentage should be, what would be acceptable. If there is one that's acceptable, I don't know. But I think that the important part is that whatever decision is made with real information, not just hugs and gushy stuff, like real legit stuff. But again, hold on. Let me go to one conversation that I had that I thought was really good. And I thought this made great stuff. There. It said, with regards for asking for 120 days as opposed to 60 total, he's like, 120 days seems reasonable, and the government's rushing things and being sloppy. The original RFI said that it was the area west of the Marianas Trench. What's really happening is Trump is selling off American resources to industry, and it's already been decided, and that feels wrong to me. And by the way, that seems like a very fair point of view and a very fair thing here. So I get it. I think that it's very understandable why people would not be in favor of this. I don't like the idea more than anything is that it doesn't seem like the folks who live out here have any say about any of this at all. It would be great to have that kind of leverage. At the very least, if there was something happening out here where people were interested in mining our area, that it would be great if we had some seat at that table to discuss it. Because we don't have a seat at that table. Nobody has to take care of us. They're just throwing out that 1% on there, which again, doesn't seem all that great. I don't know what the typical lease would go to for land mines. I mean, mining on terrestrial mining, as they put it. And it's land mines just sounds quite a bit different, right? But I mean, that's what they're talking about when they were talking about the environmental impact of this versus other stuff. So it's a tough pull, but if there's an economic benefit against it or for it, then what is it? And what would we really stand to get? What does 1% look like? Is it like $10 million? Because that doesn't seem like a whole lot. Is it like $100 million a year? Whoa, would that make the CNMI a better place? I would say yes. If the CNMI was pulling in like $100 million a year from the mining to supplement our budget, that takes care of your retirees. I don't know that that's the case, whatever it is. And it's not like what that Poggin lease thing was talking about all those years ago. This, I don't know. If they're going to be leaving 60% of those nodules in place, they're not leaving all those plumes and all that. Even the noise pollution people wouldn't have anything to say about the noise pollution because they're not doing that big thing. So it might not be that bad, but I got to hear from the experts. No, we heard about the doom and gloom part, but it might not be that bad. So I am not sold on it. I'm not in favor of it yet. Mike says, hey, history is telling when major players want something, expediency is to their advantage. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, look at IPI. Look what happened there. That was part of that too. But this one does look like, that fait accompli. I mean, it looks like a lot of it's kind of been decided that, okay, that's happening. So I think the big thing is not having local folks having a seat at that table. They should have to come here. They should have to meet with our folks. And the folks here who are meeting with them shouldn't just get a token thing, a token meeting. It should be meaningful. And it should be absolutely meaningful and have something real. Tobat says, Guam's also involved with this. The question is, will the land issues be split with the payment because this is the Marianas and not only one island. Jose Kiyoshi says the administration should be looking for experts to hire for consulting them. Yeah, I'm with you. But so this is such a new thing. I think that's the issue. I think that's where we fall short on some of that. So but I'm completely with you. And yeah, and Tobot, which part would be for Guam and which part would be for the CNMI? Like, where would that line be? I figure it's got to be in the middle. And for where that map was, that's pretty much here. Like, right? I mean, so when we look, let me see if this is the map that's got that stuff. Yeah, this one is a really scrappy looking map. Let me try to find another one here. Here we go. Of course, now it's like something that pops up really quick with my screen. After never hearing a BOEM before, now we're over BOEM'd. But they do this stuff all over the place. We just happen to be the latest. And we're on their website now. Good morning, Jack. Good to see you too. Maybe that'll be in the newsroom. They had nothing going on between 2021 and 2025, press release-wise. They had a press conference following the big, beautiful Gulf lease. But really, May 2021 to December of 2025, they had nothing going out for media advisories. All right, so let's get you on here. I know that would get people fired up too. There we go. Let's get back to this. Is this one that's got all the maps and stuff? Oh, there's American Samoa. Here's the stuff about the CNMI, more importantly. Yeah, and that's the map we want to look at. So we're just getting back over to here real quick. We showed all this stuff before. Federal Register stuff, the extension, the area map. So this is what we're looking at. So the question is, Tobot, with regards to that, where would that line be from the CNMI and Guam? Like, if you're looking here, like, does that line go like this then? Because it almost, if that's the case, even if it went straight across, most of this would, and I think this is the next crazy conversation is, well, who gets more? The CNMI and Guam, right? I know. Good morning, Jose. Great to see you too. Tobot says, I'm still learning about it, so don't come at me. Hey, me too, man. All I know is that this is something that we all kind of got to get smart about so that we can have the real conversations. There's some people who are just going to scream at a microphone and say, no. All right, well, that's about as productive as dyeing your hair green and doing that nose piercing thing, the bull nose thing, and starring in Wicked. All right. But terrible. But basically, the thing is learning about some of this and seeing if there is some kind of a benefit and seeing if it is really terrible. And if it's really terrible, then it's like, hell no, can't do it. But I think, again, the biggest thing about it is that the lack of consultation or the lack of even appreciation that the people who actually live out here in this part of the world should have something to do with it, because it sounds like more than anything, it's like, hey, that's just America. That's just America. So we'll just deal with the federal government and that's it. All right, that's cool. But you need somebody inside to say, hey, you need to talk to folks out there if you really want to be great about this. I think that probably they are banking on people probably not caring about it. Because, why would you? I mean, it's like 130 miles away from anybody. There won't be any noticeable effect for anybody who lives on those islands. It's not going to affect any fishing out there because it doesn't. And so, like, I think they were probably just figuring there wouldn't even be a cultural thing because they don't know anything about it because they've not been out here. I think that's what they're banking on. Just a guess. You know, their basic ignorance about life out here, culture out here, people out here. I think that's what they're banking on. Good morning, Carmen. Great to see you. Half a day. Great to see you. Ooh, the police are going somewhere behind us. Anyway, that's what it seems like. That's what they're more focused on. So, Tobot, when it comes down to this, I think if there is some kind of a significant economic impact, then if I was a mining company, that's where your divide and conquer comes from, right? You say something like, well, we got a lot going for you. The only thing is to make sure you get more than Guam. Oh, man, we're going to get a lot from your area. You just got to make sure that you split. CNMI doesn't try to take all your money away. You know what I mean? Then the Guam folks are going to be like, what? What's going on? Yeah, Guam's not even 20% of this. All this stuff is way north of Guam. I mean, take a look at it. See where that blue line is drawn? It's almost exactly on that same angle as you go across the screen of where that dividing line would be. It's like Guam wouldn't have anything to do with this. I'm telling you, watch. You've got to play off of jealousy if you're trying to play on that chessboard with this one. That's it. I'm telling you, Guam, they're going to try to take all your resources from the CNMI. They're going to fund them. They're going to like it. They're going to find it excellent. Their economy's going to be great. I can see it. I can see it, playing people off each other. That's why it's great that all the granolas are teaming up on this one. It's kind of like the granola Avengers of people who are coming together on this one. And that's not true. I know it's true. You watch all the people who are coming out. Now, you're getting the folks who are legit scientists saying, hey, this is not a good thing. Great. But their take on it, again, is a little bit different. Like, I can understand why people would say this is not a good thing, especially like the real hardcore conservationists. You know, people who don't want to see, like, and this was part of my conversation too. How do you get people really interested in this? How do you get people really against this? Again, you're talking about something that's not going to have any real impact on people's regular everyday life. It's something you're never going to see, and you got to get them fired up. But they cut down the forests all over the place, and the forests are literal, like the lungs of the planet. They inhale all that carbon dioxide and convert it into oxygen. But we're still cutting down that stuff all over the place, all over the world. This one wouldn't have any of those negative effects of cutting down the forest. At least no discernible effects that regular folks like you and I would really ever be able to feel. So how do you bring that around? How do you make that happen? This isn't going to be killing turtles. It's not going to be killing wildlife. You know, based on, I mean, that's if you go hook, line, and sinker with everything that these guys, these corporate guys say, right? Is that a good idea? Probably not, because they're going on their own stuff. You know, they want to get their stuff across. So, but again, if it's not as dramatic, if it's not as doom and gloom, and it could have an economic impact, then like a positive one. You know, you're not going all Lorax here. You're not cutting down all the trees. They're talking about taking a percentage of them. Now, I don't know what it, like, I like it when scientists on both sides get involved. Not just if you take one, you're done. It's terrible. It's the worst thing. How dare you? It's a pristine environment and all that stuff. It's like, all right, well, that's not how the world works. Like, because no. But the management versus conservation, I think, is the thing, right? So you manage the amount of those resources that you're taking. And from what we're seeing on there, you know, again, But is it worth it? This is why I'm not for it, and I'm not against it yet, because no one's had that home run hit. No one's knocked that part out of the park for what I've seen it. All right, hold on. We got some stuff coming. Oh, man, that's such a long comment. I don't think I can. Hold on. It says, for those who actually dealt with multinational extractive companies, mining, oil, gas, and otherwise, 1% is not an anomaly. It's the norm. Ooh, yo. It said, even if that number were 5 or 10%, the outcome would likely be the same. Companies like this are well versed in creative accounting. They routinely inflate operational costs, but bury profits under layers of expenses and subsidiaries and investments, and ensure that what's publicly reported as profit is a fraction. Oh, yeah, I get all that stuff. I know how companies work, trust me. But for that one, we just got to come up with a BGRT for this, right? Hold on, let me get back to your stuff, though. Yeah, I said governments and local communities are left arguing over scraps while the real wealth flows elsewhere, out of sight and out of reach. We've heard these promises before: cutting-edge technology, minimal impact, no long-term harm, jobs, training, and capacity building. These claims always sound reassuring. At the proposal stage, history shows that they rarely hold up once extraction begins and profit pressure takes over. This is not about being anti-development or anti-technology. It's about being realistically informed, or being realistic and informed and protective of a region that has already given far more than it's ever received. If the deal is on the deal on the table is the permanent disturbance of our ocean for a token percentage of declared profits which we'll never truly be able to verify, then the outrage is not only justified, it's necessary. The CNMI is not desperate. Our ocean is not expendable, and our future should not be negotiated at a discount. No, all that stuff's great. But so here's my take on it. I don't think you're anti any of that stuff. That's fine. I love your takes. I'm so glad that you have them. And I'm glad that you talk about them and you write this stuff. It's important, for people to hear it. So I don't think I don't place you in any category that's just anti anything. But with regards to this, I see the disturbance of our ocean for a token of percentage of declared profit. I don't think it's going to be that disturbing from my understanding of this so far. I think what's being presented by one side is that it's going to be a lot worse than what the reality might be. And I don't think it's that big of an issue. Again, this is just me, my uneducated take on this. I don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's going to be that impactful. I don't think it's not like oil drilling. Like that, to me, has real devastating effects with regards to all the deep sea stuff. If we're going to see and if we're going to end up seeing oil lapping up on our shores because they're unable to do all that stuff, right? I don't see that kind of a negative effect here. That's the main thing. I asked somebody, what's the worst possible thing that could happen from this? And none of it seems devastating to me. Like this one doesn't. The only thing that seems devastating is if they end up doing this anyway and we don't get anything out of it. And so I think you're right that if this did happen, could those guys bury the profits away in all kinds of under expenses? And oh yeah, I could bet they can do that. So we have to be equally creative in the way that we would enter that kind of an agreement. But right now, the biggest problem is we don't have any ability to have anything to do with that agreement. So that's why we have to lean on our friends from Interior to make sure that whatever happens, if this is going through, that we don't get the shaft. Because environmentally, again, from what they're proposing in this one, does not look devastating to me. It's better they build a bridge from Saipan to Guam since they're going to occupy that length. Oh, it's way longer than that, too. Do you see all that stuff? The whole region, they're going to be trying to explore that whole region in blue to find out, what they can get out of that stuff. Oh, that's another thing they talked about. The folks who are adamantly against it from an environmental point of view, they were talking about how it would, they would do this damage to seamounts and all this other stuff. And that was something that was in here too, if I can find it quickly, but it made it sound like they weren't going to be doing anything to those seamounts. Yeah. Where is it? Is it in this part? So, I mean, there's different things. Now, could it be bigger? Could it be worse? Are there other things in there? Maybe. Do they have other ideas past this? Is this just a camel nose under the tent? Maybe. So I said, having this conversation doesn't equate to saying that I'm in for all this stuff. Just means I've not heard enough yet. And I don't think I know that that's not a negative thing. And there's people who are unwilling to listen to the whole thing because they don't want to even consider it happening. Now, the Boehm is the one who would get the rental fees, I guess, but they're trying to get away rent-free for the first 5 years because it's going to be when they do all the exploration and everything like that. So they're saying they're going to explore and in the first 5 years, and that they might only want to retain part of the leased area. So their rental payments won't be as expensive. So basically, they only want to rent. They don't want to pay rent for the first 5 years of the lease area because they have to figure out which part they actually want. And then it's more about it, what they'll get afterwards. So it says at the current time, industry is unlikely to invest in the resource definition for the first of its kind project. So this is all new. That's why, I don't think people can, slam their fist down on the table and say, no, you don't even really know. It's just the prospect of it being terrible is what, and it feels like they're just trying to scare people first. But scare them with facts. Like the stuff about, Bruce says, what's this company proposing, Guam? 1% too, or having 10% submerged land area of what we have under this proposal? So the same thing, they're not proposing anything for Guam or for the CNMI. It's for this area that's 130 miles away from here, off to our east. And it's in that area. They're talking about for the CNMI. They're not even talking about Guam. Because even when you look at the this whole thing, where's the let's go to the RFI announcement. They've got Guam in there, but Guam's not even in here as far as what they're talking about. When you look at this, like that red area, let's pull back out of here. So that red area is not what they're looking at. That's the Marianas Trench Marine Monument. The RFI area is all the area in blue. And that's really CNMI stuff. It's not really Guam stuff. And I think that's how, here, well, you can't see it. I thought you were looking at it with me, but you're not. All that area with those red lines, that's the Marine Monument. All the area in blue off to the right of that, that's all they're talking about. And that would all be like CNMI kind of stuff. Not really Guam stuff. So I don't think there's a pitch to Guam. And when you look at the overall thing, let's see. Oh, no, this is it. See, like, even when you read it, they don't even talk about Guam. It's called Commonwealth of Northern Mariana Islands. It says the CNMI request for information will publish in the Federal Register on November 12th, which it did, opening the 30-day period, which they did, and doubled it to 60. And it says that it does not constitute a decision to hold a lease sale, but rather invites and encourages input from territorial and local governments, indigenous communities, industry, ocean users, and the public. Input will help inform BOEM on mineral resource potential, areas of environmental or cultural significance, and traditional uses and possible conflicts with maritime fishing and other ocean activities. Basically, you're saying, hey, we want to learn about this stuff before we even do it and find out if people are interested in doing it. Like, so that's why I think this, you can't cry wolf with me and do it, because like they're specifically asking indigenous communities. They're specifically asking territorial and local governments for this kind of stuff, and ocean users, you know, industry folks for like, hey, is this a good idea? Is this even something? It says that's just this company though, and their plan So my thing, I guess, is opening this leaves it open to more intrusive and invasive operations in the future. Oh yeah, you're right. That's a good point. That's a great point. That's what I mean. That's what I was saying about like the camel nose under the tent. Is this just where they try to get it in there? And next thing you know, there's this big explosion of them taking out, everything. Yeah, and my other thought is, though, even if everything they say is great and they are signed up, we're on board for all this stuff, who can really enforce what they're saying they're going to do? Who's got the technology to go in and check all that stuff out? It's not like an open air mine. Or even like an underground, a subterranean mine where you could send people in to go check it out. We're just going to send that Titan down there. Sorry, billionaire guys. But I mean, that's it. So even if we did get it, how are you going to, you got to build something in there to where, maybe there's government observers that are on those vessels to make sure that all the stuff that they're doing, they've got a view of all that stuff. And where are they going to be porting? 1% is good, I guess, if that's the standard, but it sounds pretty small. But I would want them to say something else, including, but like a minimum, like a salesman thing. 1%, gotcha, but you can't pay less than $100 million a year every year. Right? Like what do they do? Like a draw against your commission. You have to pay us at least $100 million a year, but anything over that, we'll take that too. Yeah. So I know there's a whole big thing about this, region wide, but you notice how fast all that stuff was ready to stand up? Again, if they're going to end up doing this, we might as well get the best thing for us. But again, it does seem like it came out of nowhere and it got here fast. So it's good for us to get our stuff together pretty quick too. And not just say it's bad, it's going to be terrible if it's not going to be terrible. Give us the real facts. Give us the real points, the real data points, so we can make real intelligent decisions on this. So because of that, again, we reached out to that company for some comments and to get them on the show to do an interview. And there's another company that is not involved in this one, but there's somebody who's trying to coordinate an appearance with one of the experts. I'm trying to get them before January, but now they're saying maybe January. This is somebody who's going to be coming here in the CNMI in March or April. Yeah, he says, or a percentage from each nodule collected. Yeah, why not? That's it. But there should be a baseline. Maybe that's how we get around somebody trying to say specifically that we're not having many profits, so we're not going to give you anything. You can bury it. Sure. Got it. Good. Not less than X amount of dollars, though, regardless of your profits. And that has to be part of the business model. And that's how they turn people around on this real quick. I think. Again, that is just one company. And it's just that one company's thing. Yeah, I'm going to show you this video again. Just because I like... Here, let's... All right, hold on. Pause. I'm going to turn down this little music part. Here we go. So this is going to be that CGI thing that kind of explains all this stuff too.
At Impossible Metals, we have developed the Eureka Collection System. Underwater robots are launched from a ship to the ocean floor, where there are vast fields of rocks called polymetallic nodules that are rich in critical metals. Hovering over the ocean floor, the robot uses camera-based artificial intelligence to control its arms, selectively collecting nodules while minimizing sediment disturbance and avoiding all visible life. The collected nodules are stored on board. A large percentage of nodules remain untouched, preserving habitat and biodiversity. Once the robot is full, it ascends to the surface ship. A smart hook autonomously connects to the robot below the wave-affected zone. A crane lifts it aboard using a rail system. The bottom payload door opens, and the nodules are offloaded into a conveyor belt to transport the nodules to the storage compartments of the ship. The battery is swapped with a fully recharged pack. If required, the vehicle is moved to the maintenance station where the arm assembly is autonomously swapped out and other maintenance is performed. The full cycle of collecting nodules repeats approximately every 4 hours. Ships travel between the mining area and the processing plant, with full ships departing and empty ships arriving. The swarm of robots remains at sea collecting. Our highly scalable fleet is designed to reach the high production levels required to meet market demand.
Well, there you go. So that's that whole plan. I know it sounds a little crazy, but at least that's what they're putting out there, and that's what they've got on their website, and that's where we got it from. So we'll try to get more folks on here that could talk about it too, and people who want to talk about why it's a good thing, people who want to talk about why it's not a good thing. We get some folks who can come in and say, how can we, if this is something that's going to happen or will likely go through, then what's the best way to get the best deal for the Marianas? And what is the best deal for the Marianas? Can we hardwire some kind of things? I mean, just imagine, like, if I don't like all those pipe dreams, like with what happened with the casino and all that other stuff. By the way, I still don't hate the casino. I thought it was cool because I really like their chicken in the restaurant. But still, like with something like this, if we're able to get something like a real dollar amount that makes a difference from us and we're not going to be affected by it, am I trading the environment for that? No, because what it sounds like to me so far, again, so far it doesn't sound like it's a devastating thing to the environment. How could you? No, I'm just telling you, if you're telling me that it's going to be devastating to the environment, you need to do a better job of it because you're not making that felt yet. Based on what those companies are telling us. Well, you can't trust those companies. All right, well, I mean, somebody's gonna. Like that organization, the Bureau of is it Oceanic Energy Management or Ocean Energy Management? Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. They're going to have to listen to those companies and hold them accountable too. And they have to prove something to them. So, and the people who are going to prove that, they don't get any money out of this thing. So they would be doing it so that, you know, it's one of those things, resources that we've got. So we might as well at least capitalize on it if we can. In the right way, as long as it doesn't damage what we've got going on. And I think that's it. All right, well, I think that's it for this little segment here. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll kind of come back with more for you right after this.
Hey, bro, can I? Yeah, man, go for it. Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too? Sure, bro. Go ahead. Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
Shiny smiles all around, where happiness is found. It's the little things that make it true. Shiny smiles start with
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Nick Reiner has been arrested in the fatal stabbing of his father, the director-actor Rob Reiner, and his mother, Michelle Singer Reiner. Julie Walker has more.
L.A. Police Chief Jim McDonnell.
Nick Reiner, a suspect in this case, he was subsequently booked for murder and is being held on $4 million bail.
Nick was public about his addiction struggles. By 18, he was in and out of rehab and spent time on the streets. His relationship with drugs and his father was the basis for Reiner's film, Being Charlie.
Dad, I'm not going to listen to you tell me what a drug addict I am. God damn it.
Reiner and his wife had 3 children together. The 78-year-old shot to fame on All in the Family, then directed classics like A Few Good Men and When Harry Met Sally. His 68-year-old wife, Michelle, was an actress, producer, and photographer. I'm Julie Walker.
Rob Reiner was a Democratic activist and outspoken opponent of President Trump, who suggested that may have led to his killing.
He was a deranged person as far as Trump is concerned. He said he knew it was false. In fact, it's the exact opposite, that I was a friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome.
In Berlin, U.S. officials say Washington's agreed to provide unspecified security guarantees to Ukraine as part of a peace deal to end Russia's nearly 4-year war. It followed talks with President Volodymyr Zelensky. European leaders say those guarantees include a European-led multinational force that would operate inside Ukraine. Australian leaders are promising to toughen gun control laws after a mass shooting at a Hanukkah celebration on Sydney's Bondi Beach that killed at least 15 people. A down day for stocks, but not dramatic. Traders waiting for another jobs report tomorrow. This is AP News. Police looking for fresh clues as they search for a gunman who killed 2 students and injured 9 at Brown University over the weekend. Gethin Kulbaugh reports the Buffalo Bills were uncomfortably close.
Very scary situation. Obviously, condolences to the families.
Bills quarterback Josh Allen says the team had checked into a downtown hotel and some players were out on the town when they received a text alert about the shooting.
We're out, some guys are eating dinner, blocks away from where it was going on and, making sure that we were getting updates from our team.
Buffalo defensive star Joey Bosa was inside the hotel with his father at the time of the shooting. The 5-time Pro Bowler tells the AP,
"It's horrible that we have to deal with that at all in this world, but, there's some crazy people and, it just puts into perspective that, football is important, but there's more important things and, just being grateful for being alive."
Gethin Kulbaugh, Foxborough, Massachusetts.
There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
If you see something, say something, and stay anonymous. Call Crime Stoppers at 234-7272 or submit a tip online at nmicrimestoppers.com. No names, no caller ID, no recordings, just your info. And if your tip leads to an arrest, you could earn up to $1,000 in cash. Your tips have helped take hundreds of criminals off the streets in the NMI. It works because of you. Crime Stoppers, we want your information, not your name. PHI is your local pharmacy serving customers in Cagman, Garapan, and Dandan since 1996. Shop PHI Pharmacy for all your prescriptions, and we even offer a large line of multivitamin supplements. Our Dandan location is open weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 4 on weekends. Or visit our Garapan and Cagman locations weekdays from 8 to 6 and 8 to 1 on Saturdays. Check us out online at phipharmacy.com or follow us on Facebook. PHI is a locally owned independent community Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. Because it's football, baby. Of course, all is good in the hood when the Buffalo Bills win, especially when they beat the team that's leading the AFC East, the New England Patriots. My goodness, folks, my goodness. Yesterday, we saw a whole lot of wild games happening. The Vikings beat the Cowboys 34-26. The 49ers looking so good. How many people are injured in 49erville? Everybody, but they still win 37-24 over the Titans. The Broncos over the Packers. And the Packers decided to be like the 49ers and get everybody injured. The Broncos win 34-26. Seahawks end up beating Phillip Rivers 18-16. The Rams over the Lions by a touchdown 41-34. Holy cow, who can't score in that game? The Saints over the Panthers 20-17. The Bears over the Browns 31-3. My God, Shadur, what's going on? The Commanders over the Giants 29-21. The Jags jump all over the Jets 48-20. Bills Patriots 35-31. Chargers over the Chiefs in a devastating game for the Chiefs fans 16-13. That says goodbye Patrick Mahomes. We'll see you sometime in 2026. Titans over the Cardinals 40-20. Eagles over the Raiders in a disgusting 31-0 slugfest for one team only. Somebody should file for domestic abuse. It was awful. Ravens over the Bengals in Cincinnati 24-0. And of course, Falcons beat the Bucks. The big game tonight, Dolphins, Steelers. My goodness. It all comes down to this. Me and Dale, head-to-head, fantasy football. Can HN break his leg on the way to the stadium? That's probably what I need, and I need the Steelers backup running back to have the game of his life. So, probably not going to happen. Probably going to lose, and that's kind of going to be sad, and I'm going to be out of the fantasy football championship chase. That's it.
Oh, okay, here we go. Louisa, finally bringing some sanity to this program, asks the questions that really matter. She says, Brad, why do cows have hooves and not feet? Holy shit. Earthquake. Oh my gosh. That was a real, wow. Holy crap. We're still trembling. It's still going. And it's still going. Well, back and forth, seeing the power lines go. Holy crap. Pardon that little language. We're still going. Wow. Holy cow. That was the first time we experienced that live. Holy smokes. Yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, we felt that. Oh my goodness. Well, we're here. Now we got a new thing for the show. My goodness, folks, that was an earthquake. And that was not a weak one at all. Holy catfish. All right, so let's do earthquake near me. Whoa, my gosh. So how many times have we been walking around? It says 5.2. It just happened. How is this so fast? It's on here right now. That was a 5.2, and we're seeing it right here. My goodness. Wow. The other ones that happened near us, there's nothing going on. We don't see anything. But this one happened like as it happened. Wow. Okay. Sure, you can assess my location. Holy freaking cow. That was not weak. I mean, we've had bigger. I've had worse. I know. Here in Saipan. That was, it is a long one too. It was a roller. No kidding. Let us know. Karen says, I'm at the airport. Oba felt that, I bet. We're waiting for the update from USGS. It's not up on the site yet. But the rando earthquake from Google is there. And it looks, my gosh, is that as close as we can get? That's what they're showing us here, that it happened somewhere between here and Guam, but a lot closer to Tinian and Rota than to here. But that was a heavy. Yeah, Tobot says he thought his Virgo kicked in again. Wow, PK saying that it was strong in Tamuning also. Holy cow, that was something. Yeah, no kidding. You guys are there. While you guys are doing it, yeah, shaking in Dan. Luisa says, my neighbor didn't feel it. He's still over here swinging this hammer. My gosh, that it got us holding the desk over here for sure. So now that it's felt all the way in Guam too, and again, that was probably one of the most seismically effective one that I've had here in years. Let's see what happens. Again, a big rumble, and then it just kept rolling afterwards. We're looking for earthquakes near me to see what else we can get off of this. But this one, initial one, they were saying it was 41 kilometers away from Rota. So I bet it was north of there, if that's indeed the case. Waiting to see what's coming up from the folks at the Homeland Security Emergency Management, see if something pops up from them as well. Nothing yet. But we'll talk you through it. Let us know where you were and where you felt it. So I know we got Dan to Mooning, the airport. I can tell you right here in Oleai area, right down by the water. And so we're waiting to see what else that we get off of. Let us know where you felt it. You can give us a call too, 789-2323, 670-789-2323. Let me make sure that ringer's on, by the way, because it's not. Darn it. I had it turned off since yesterday where we went to court. Hold on. There we go. Sorry, guys. And we did get a call yesterday, but so you guys can give us a call. Lou said, I felt it in Washington State watching you live. that's going to be a fun replay to watch. Yeah, wow. Anyone else got their little adrenaline flowing? Here, we're going to continue refreshing this so we can see if there's something closer. Again, it was here, and it's already popping up on your regular old Google thing, which is funny because we're not sure which outlet puts that out there, like where that seismometer would be that picks that up. Yeah, man. Ignacio saying he felt it over there in Finisisu. Yeah, that was crazy. Let me reach out. By the way, we got a ton of people messaging us. Yeah, Tobot sent the alert saying that he got a message about the earthquake before it even got here. How about that? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's crazy how quick that got in. That is really crazy. We're going to reach out to our buddy in Guam. Yeah, we're reaching out to Landon right now. Yeah, I see you. Bruce says, Lanya, they're already mining? That's great. Yeah, Chris and over there saying that they could feel it in Chalumpiao and saying that they felt it over there in Finisisu as well. And yeah, Angie and Bruce saying I'm in Dandan, and that was crazy. I know. Bea's up there in San Vicente talking about it. Yeah, 5.2 is what's being published right now. But how crazy is it that Tobot got that message, number one, beforehand, and number two, it usually takes a while before these things populate, and that thing was already up there. As it was done rumbling is when we did the quick search, and it was there already. Yeah, Angie saying got the notification right when it started, and Karen saying 6.0 on the last one. Yeah, we're trying to get something specific as well. Let's see if we popped up. I think we may have popped up on the old, no, not yet. How about that? Latest earthquakes. How about here? Well, thank you for showing me the map of the United States. That's not exactly where I'm looking for. I bet that's us. No. That's not us either. Come on, we're not cool enough for you, USGS? What's going on? Whew. No, we're not there yet. Yeah, I don't know. I can't believe that so many things here, it's not popping up there. Nice. K-Stone killing me, saying 7.25. Oh, that's my bad. That's minimum wage. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, so we are experiencing all this stuff with you guys, trying to get the latest for you. Wow. So we know it's at 9:16 right now, but 9:06 is when it hit. I think what's really interesting again is how it was out so fast. Wow. So I can hear your groans on the social media post already. I just decided to pop that up there. You can groan at the pun. Okay. Yeah, I know. Thank you, you guys. Thanks for sending me that stuff about that 5.2 image. Like, there should be something better than just Google. Like, how is Google getting that before any official agency is posting that stuff? That's the thing for me. We're not getting anything from USGS. The big earthquake tracker that we normally use, not able to get that one. I don't think that's us either. Let's find out. No, what is this one here? Earthquake alert systems on ready.gov. All right, let's check that out. Earthquakes. Well, I'm on ready.gov. I don't see that thing, but thank you. Earthquakes. Here we go. Let's open this up. Prepare before, stay after, safe during, additional resources. Oh, that's great. All this stuff. But yeah, that's it. I got to get on there. And emergency alerts, is that what it comes under? Maybe that's it. Thanks for that. That's great stuff. Holy smokes. And you got it through Android alerts. Wow. Man, I'll tell you. That's crazy. Well, we're checking it out now. Android alerts, I guess that's a good one. Yeah, so Ray, here's what I know about tsunami alerts, very little. But I do know that they were saying that, one, if it's rolling for more than a minute, then definitely you should be thinking about it. Number two is that it's usually got to be 6.0 or less. I imagine we're going to get something from Homeland Security, Emergency Management here. You know who you can call. Speaking of Homeland Security, let me message their PIO real quick. Okay, just reaching out to Homeland Security Emergency Management, see if they got anything for us. Specifically, nice. Someone just sent a great a GIF from Pacific Rim. Do you guys remember those movies? Oh, Louisa, you did see it. I know, that was terrible, right? Breaking news or quaking news? I know. Ooh, somebody asked me to call her. Yeah, I remember a pretty strong one around like 2004, 2005 was a really big one. And that was like 5.1, but it felt like, I remember being in CK and the building I was in felt like it was shaking. Like it was crazy. Thank you for that link. We're going to pop it in right now. Boom. All right. Well, here we go. Let's get you guys on board with it. Wow, I'm telling you, that was crazy. Let me make sure I get the right screen on here for you. Boom. All right. So look at all that action going on. Look at all of those. We're going for the one that was 16 minutes ago, of course. And they're saying Tinian. That would explain it. But boy, it certainly felt a lot closer, didn't it? Let's move this over. So this is where they're saying it was a 5.8 from USGS. Yeah, Angie's saying, hey, right when I thought it was over, it continued. Such a shocking experience. It absolutely was. Try U.S. National Weather Service. All right, that's a great one. I'll try that next. But there you go. That's... Here, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit for you there too, make it a little bit better. But so they're from USGS saying 5.8, a 5.8. Now that's the initial. We'll see what happens. 5.8 according to USGS. What does that mean? It means I need to update what we've got on our website now. 5.8. All right, let's get all that other info in there. That's great stuff. 82 kilometers away from Tinian. Boom. And that's how we got to do that. Now, there we go. Sorry, guys. I have to update that stuff for everyone who's actually watching that as well. And following us over there. But that is great news. Thank you so much for that link. You guys are reporters in the field. Quake feed or last quake? Okay, let's do that. I'm going to do that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. We'll check this out. Do it right now. Quake feed or last quake? Yep, so we're going to call Landon here in just a couple of minutes. Bernard from Homeland Security said, please stand by. Statement will be sent out soon, so thank you. Okay, we've got a confirmation, no tsunami threat, confirmed by Pacific Typhoon Warning Center. So there we go. Just got that from the head of Homeland Security Emergency Management. Okay, just putting that up. Security. Okay. There we go. Just have to keep updating this stuff, folks, while we're here. But yeah, just got it specifically. Message from our Homeland Security Director. Saying that there's no tsunami threat. The official word is coming out with a press release, but that's it. So that's good. So officially, we're not going to have any tsunami threat for this thing, so that's good stuff. You guys got to watch me do my typos a little bit. That's fun. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to refresh over here. That was great. We actually had stuff scheduled for a little bit. Nothing yet came out from anybody, but we're looking for it. And here, okay, it's that time. Here, let me just ask, ready? Ready? There we go. Just got it off the presses for Homeland Security, Emergency Management. It hit the phone anyway. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to get you the, it's 5.8 magnitude. Yep, they've got it right here, so we've got it. Thank you very much to Bernard and the team at Homeland Security Emergency Management for getting this out to us. We're getting it ready for you now. Somebody already put the clip together of me experiencing it in real time. That's awesome. That is awesome. All right, so anyway, we're downloading this, and we're going to convert it real quick and pop it online so that everybody can see it real quick. But if you guys give me just a moment, we're going to be able to read this to you as well. We'll put it up on the screen so you can see it. That's quick work, Brian. Well done. Well done. See, this is why I play soccer, so I can have great teammates like this. Okay, we're getting it out there for you. Okay, so here we go. That's going to go on there, and we are going to put it on the screen for you as well. Not now, just so that we can get all that stuff out for everybody as soon as we can. Now let's go to the main and put this on the screen for you, so you're able to see exactly what we just posted on our Facebook page. Look call it QK. And whenever we get them from Homeland Security, we just got to convert it here so that we're able to make it like this. So boom, boom, boom. And if you guys could share that around a little bit, that would be pretty cool. And let's put this here. And that's it. So good news is no, don't worry about the timestamps off a little bit. It's supposed to be 9:25 a.m., not 9:25 p.m. So that's not a problem. But that is the what we got from Homeland Security. And let me open it up over here too. Cabal. It also says May 23rd as a saved file, so that's okay. But that's it. So based on information received from the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center and compiled at the CNMI Emergency Operations Center State Warning Point, an earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 5.8 occurred about 48 miles southeast of Tinian at 9:06 a.m. tomorrow Standard Time on Tuesday, December 16th. And so that's what ended up happening at a depth of 78 miles. I don't know how they can manage, measure that, but that's pretty cool. Is that? Oh, no, that's something else. Wow. It says, oh, yeah, they gave the coordinates and all that other stuff, but the main thing is no tsunami impacts are expected. That's the big news. That's all that should really matter to us, is that we're going to be good to go, tsunami free. It says cooperation and understanding of the general public are greatly appreciated. Should you have any questions, don't hesitate to give them a call and all that other stuff. So good news that there's no tsunami for this one. And, seeing you guys in there, yeah. Yuki says there was a loud rumble before the shaking, and Papago. Wow, how about that? Franklin says, Google 2026 campaign earthquake. That's a good one. Can do that. That's something to check as well. But I like Greg. But more important news. Why do cows have hooves and not feet? That is the question that we all need to have answered one day. Wow, that's something. All right, so I want to make sure, I'm sure that this is going to be this. A lot of things happened earthquake-wise, and here is where it got to be the most significant recently. And let's just see, this is probably... hooves and not feet. Holy shit. We're going to watch this. Oh my gosh. This is... That was a real... Wow. Holy crap. It's still trembling. It's still going. You guys can hear it. So this is the clip that I got of us while this stuff happened. That is great. That is just so great. All right, so Landon's ready to go, so let's do that. We're going to call Landon Idlet here. Let's get him on the screen. Video. Yeah. Oh, geez. Hold on. We're trying to get him on the screen, and I did not hear the ring as loud as normal. I can see it. Landon, can you hear me? Oh, man. But the volume is terrible. Let me work on this. I'm not sure what happened, but we're going to be able to get it squared away. I just need a second, I think, to maybe change some kind of audio setting, because normally I can hear you just fine. Yeah, I'm glad you can hear me. That's 50% of the problem solved. Hold on. We're going to get you in here. All this stuff should be great. And my goodness. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to make that part work. Hold on. One more thing. Boy, nothing like a little technical difficulty to make the world go around. Unmuted WhatsApp, toggle the button. No. Audio using the microphone and OBS. That's exactly how it should be going. Like, everything's where it's supposed to be except for your voice and this computer. Well, it looks like other people can hear you. I just can't seem to hear you. So hold on. I think I'll have to figure that stuff out. Either way, we got you on the screen. I don't even know where your volume's coming out from, to tell you the truth. I can hear you, but just barely. Yeah, that's nuts. Let me try one more setting thing that I must be screwing something up. But either way, it's good to have you on here. Maybe you can start talking to us a little bit about what exactly happened, because it was just wild over here. All of a sudden, we're doing the show. Next thing you know, we are rocking and rolling over here in Saipan. So you guys felt it over there too, I'm sure. Man, you know what? I think unfortunately, I think I'm the only one that can kind of hear you. I don't think the other folks are able to hear you, and I've got to figure out what the setting is. Landon, I'm going to call you right back. Does that sound like a plan?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, thanks so much. Oh, maybe I'm going to be able to figure it out. Funny enough, right now. Hold on one second. And if this is the case, that would be awesome. If it's not the case, well, then I still need some work to do. You want to try it again?
Yeah, we can try it again. Your voice
there we
changed.
go. Gotcha. So much better.
Yeah.
Okay, figured it out. Okay, so you're back in action, and let's try that again. So I know that you guys were feeling that shaking as it was happening because we did too. So what exactly do you got for us?
Yeah, it lasted about 15 to 25 seconds here at the office. It was a slow creeper. It just started and gradually built until we all were feeling it, and the Christmas trees in my office were shaking. But we got the phone call immediately from Saipan. So thanks, Joey, for texting me because we want to know, was it felt all the way up in Saipan? And so we're confident that it was somewhere in the lower Mariana Islands. And so that's what it was. 5.8 magnitude, about 72 kilometers south-southeast of Tinian, kind of in this gap with Rota down here to this east, west-southwest, and Tinian up here to the northwest. But that was an earthquake right there in the trench, something fairly typical for our region, but it always gets people started when you start shaking. That's just a natural thing with the earthquakes.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was not expecting that. We were doing the show here, and all of a sudden this stuff started moving and shaking pretty good. And my goodness. That was, for a relatively, well, I mean, it didn't look like it was that, or it was actually pretty deep. Was it said like 78 miles?
Correct. It was about 78 miles deep. So a fairly deep earthquake. For any kind of tsunami threat, you want it to be shallower and rather larger. So this was relatively moderate in size, nothing significant, but we don't want anything much larger than that either. But we're starting to get some of the reports from Saipan. Did you feel it? How much shaking was reported? We're also getting it there in Saipan. So people can go up to USGS and submit the report. Did you feel it? And so this really helps people see where the shaking was and how strong it was.
Well, it definitely, we had people all over the place saying that it was, they felt it all over. Hey, by the way, so, the thing that we noticed is that, a lot of times there's a delay when it comes to seeing these things appear online, but people said they got the notice, like, even before they felt it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's a number of different sources and apps with earthquake tracking, but I'm not sure the methods like Google, for example. There was images and graphics communicating on WhatsApp of a preliminary magnitude and location. I was seeing some early stuff on Google going about 5.2 near Guam. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how that is derived. I'm not sure how they do that. It's interesting, but we saw reality once the triangulation occurred that it was indeed to the east-northeast of Rota and not right there under Guam. So there's some mechanics at work. I need to dive into that, but we will share official information from PTWC or the USGS, and that typically takes about 8 to 12 minutes to get the initial information once earthquake is triangulated on 3 or more sensors.
Wow. Well, all I know is that, so we just got another statement. It's just a corrected statement from the folks at Homeland Security Emergency Management here in Saipan, and saying that looks like you got it too.
Yep, this was the earlier one. Yeah, this is the latest that I have.
Yeah, this one just came out.
Okay.
In fact, here, I can forward it to you real quick. Landed. Okay. Anyway, there you go. So I just sent it to you.
Okay, seeing it right now.
It's about the same thing. There's just some little clerical errors, I think, that they just cleaned up a little bit. So anyway, but that's where it was. It was, and for us, it hit, and then it just kept rolling and rolling and rolling. What was that? Limp Bizkit? I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
It's really important to remember this. We have a lot of those strong-held myths that have been circulating that we're tsunami-proof and that it can't happen here. But as Dr. Kwok Fai Chung was up there in Saipan last week with my predecessor, Chip Gard, looking at tsunami mapping and modeling based off of a number of earthquake sources around the Pacific. So we do have that tsunami threat, especially if it's a large one in the trench. But always remember earthquake safety preparedness and tsunami preparedness, because these things will strike without warning. And I think this is just a great reminder to always be ready in the Pacific Ring of Fire.
Well, yeah, anything could happen anytime. So I figure, that's the case out here, but not. It's not like there's a time when I expect it, but there's so many that have happened where I just didn't feel it. I didn't even notice it, and other people were talking about it. But here, we were moving and it's shaking. And I'll send you a video, a funnier video that some of the guys, one of the guys on our soccer team clipped it as it happened, so you can see how our show went. It was pretty funny today.
Definitely look forward to that.
Well, actually, hold on. I sent it. Yeah, I was going to send this to you. Hold on. Where's Landon? Boom. There we go. Yeah, it's a great clip. Somebody who has some time, I would love. Now I can't wait to post this on there. There's definitely something I'll have to beep out maybe if I post it as a clip on its own. But it is pretty funny. It's like, oh yeah, that's why Brad gets the big bucks. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. All right, so.
Yeah, for those actually listening or watching, if you go to our Facebook page, U.S. National Weather Service Guam, I did get a post out there, just the initial post, did you feel it? When we put those out there, let us know what village you're in and how strong you felt it, how long it lasted, but how strong the shaking was, because that's really good initial information for us as well as to communicate to the PTWC. So thank you for the reports. I know we have a lot of them out there. I'll be updating the Facebook post with more information in the next 10 minutes.
Awesome. Well, we'll look forward to it for sure. Well, thanks for taking the time to get available for us. Looks like all your trees are still standing, so crisis averted.
They shook a little.
All right. Well, we'll weigh in with you tomorrow. Talk some weather stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, Landon Islet, our partner over there down in National Weather Service Guam. Looking forward to seeing you. We'll be down there this weekend and. For the first part of next week, well, most of next week, actually. So
look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll both. We'll just call it both. We'll see. We'll see you at both. All right. Take care and look forward to seeing you.
Absolutely.
All right. So there we go. That's the latest. And just when you think it was safe to go out in the woods, no, then we have a little earthquake, and it looks like everything's fine. And so far, we're not getting any reports coming in of any damage or anything, but it was something that got us going and got everybody paying attention. I will put this up here, though, for you guys, and I already sent it to Landon, so I know he's getting a good laugh out of it eventually. But the clip that we got, hold on, there it is. We're going to open this up and put it on the screen just so you guys can see it, too. Just a little recap of moves. Nothing. Holy shit. I know you heard it just now, but let's get the display up here so you guys can actually see it. It should be that one right there. It is. This is the clip of when it actually happened. You ready? So this will be me picture in picture. Hold on. Moves. Nothing. Holy shit. Earthquake. Oh my gosh. That was a real wow. Holy crap. We're still trembling. It's still going. Anyway, yeah, so that was it. Well, I'll say thanks to Brian for sending that our way. That is quality stuff. That is, you get that kind of stuff here. All the fun stuff all the time here at the NMI News Service. We happen to be on the air for when all this stuff happens. We're here for earthquakes. We're here for tsunamis. What's next? Typhoon? Hopefully not. But if there is one, we'll be here for that too. All right. Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap us up for today. And perfect timing. We're going to have an interview in studio with somebody who just who let us know that they are declaring for, speaking of elections, someone who's running for office. So we're going to have them on here Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy? Like perfect timing for that capture. So that is going to be right after we're done here. So we're going to get him all set up and get him ready. I want to say thanks to you guys for tuning in and for being a part of this and for letting us know where you felt it and what was going on. And no, geez, nothing like that. That's pretty good. Boom, there we go. Get up there, blue guy. All right, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for letting us know where you were and what happened. And we'll be here to keep you informed for all that other stuff. Wait. We got one more thing. Louisa, you got to help us out with this. We've got so many questions that have been unanswered. Okay, are you ready? We got to go back up. There's been so many comments that have happened. People want to know about the cow. You're the one who posed it, and we haven't heard it. I'm scrolling back through the comments now. Hold on. And we need this answer about the cows. Cows and chickens and all this other stuff. Why do cows have hooves and not feet? We need this answer, Louisa. Tobot. Tobot says because the camel has toes. That's good. But come on, we need this answer. We can't go anywhere until we get this. The whole world is waiting to find out what's going on. I can just see her typing away. Oh, here it is. Why does a cow have hooves and not feet? We waited for that. Come on. Because they lactose. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This is why we have an earthquake. Like, even God knew this was going to be a terrible joke. Anyway, Louisa, you're so awesome. Well, I'll see you guys up here sometime this week. Marianas, have a great day. It was a lot of fun. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow for another edition of Good Morning Marianas. Take care, Marianas.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. The U.S. again touting progress in talks aimed at ending Russia's war in Ukraine. Saga Magani has the latest.
Officials say during talks in Berlin, Trump administration envoys agreed to provide Ukraine unspecified security guarantees, which Kyiv has been demanding. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz calls it a big step. Volodymyr Zelensky says the talks were substantial. There are still differences on Moscow's demands that Ukraine cede territory. At the White House,
I think we're closer now than we have been ever.
President Trump dialed into a meeting of negotiators and European leaders. More talks are expected this weekend in Miami or elsewhere in the U.S. Sagar Magani, Washington.
President Trump also weighed in on the weekend stabbing death of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle. The Hollywood actor-director was an active Democrat and an outspoken Trump opponent.
A friend of Russia, controlled by Russia. You know, it was the Russia hoax. He was one of the people behind it. I think he hurt himself in career-wise. He became like a deranged person, Trump derangement syndrome. So I was not a fan of Rob Reiner at all in any way, shape, or form. I thought he was very bad for our country.
Reiner's 32-year-old son, Nick, has been arrested in the case. In Rhode Island, investigators knocked on doors today searching for any video there might be of the Brown University gunman. Grainy footage shows a person walking away from the weekend attack. 2 students were killed and 9 wounded. Crews using sandbags to shore up a breach in a levee near Seattle after its failure prompted a flood warning. And the Trump administration is calling the White House ballroom construction project a matter of national security. That in a court filing in response to a lawsuit filed by the National Trust for Historic Preservation, seeking to halt it. This is AP News. Seth Sutel has the AP Markets Report.
Wall Street drifted through a quiet day of trading ahead of economic reports this week that could help determine where interest rates go next. The S&P 500 slipped 0.2%. The index was weighed down by drops in some heavyweight tech companies, including Broadcom and Apple. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dipped 41 points. That's about 0.1%. The Nasdaq Composite fell 0.6%. Roomba maker iRobot plunged almost 73% after seeking Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Treasury yields inched lower in the bond market. Delayed reports on the job market and inflation are due out later this week. Seth Sutel, New York.
And Ford's pivoting away from its once ambitious electric vehicle plans amid financial losses and waning consumer demand. It says it'll invest in more efficient gasoline engines and hybrids. There's more news at apnews.com. I'm Ben Thomas. Thanks for listening.
Hey, bro, can I? Yeah, man, go for it. Right on. Thanks, bro. Hey, bro, can I grab your bush too? Sure, bro. Go ahead. Thanks.
Now I can grab my own bush. Saipan, it's time to grab your bush. Pick up a 12-pack of ice-cold Bush, and you're in for more than just a refreshing beer. Every 12-pack gives you a chance to win exclusive Bush gear and more. So don't wait. Swing by your favorite store, grab your Bush, and join the fun. Because here in Saipan, the best moments are even better with Bush. Grab your Bush today.
Shiny smile.